What's going on, everybody? It is Superspan here, and we're kind of in the dead zone of the off season. That's why I haven't really been uploading a whole lot lately. I don't really like being the type of channel that just speculates and makes these clickbaity type videos like Giannis to the Bulls in 2025 or so and so to the Mavericks in 2034. Like I just it's just not my thing. Maybe, maybe I should to upload more frequently, or maybe we will start uploading talking about different sports to fill in the gaps. But anyway, the reason I am making this video is to talk about Damian Lillard. He's been a hot topic this offseason. He requested a trade to specifically the Miami Heat, and all of those rumors swirling around came to a swift end today as he was traded, not to the Miami Heat, however, to the Milwaukee Bucks. It was a 3-team trade, obviously including the Blazers and the Bucks, but also the Suns. So a brief sort of synopsis of the trade is DeAndre Ayton goes to the Blazers, Dame to the Bucks, and Drew Holiday to the Blazers and picks. Okay. Basically, the Blazers are already shopping Drew Holiday, which I would definitely not mind if the Bulls were to get him. But at this point, you really got to start thinking about what are we going to do long term. If we're not going to be able to get a superstar player, us being, the Bulls, do we go for another rebuild? That seems like, honestly, the best scenario if we're just going to sit here, stand pat, and play for mediocrity, which is incredibly frustrating, but that's not really the topic of today's video. Obviously, I want to talk more about the Milwaukee Bucks getting Damian Lillard. It sucks that it's in the same division as the Bulls, but this is going to be one of the more interesting teams, probably the most interesting team in the NBA this upcoming season. You got a starting lineup that includes Damian Lillard, Chris Middleton, Giannis, presumably Bobby Portis, and Brook Lopez. I don't know who's beating that team, especially in the Eastern Conference. Now, you could argue and say that there are some teams out of the West that could beat them, namely the Phoenix Suns, who have just about every superstar under the sun. But other than that, I mean, I don't see anybody. I don't see the Sixers competing against them. I mean, who else is up top on the Eastern Conference? Miami. I definitely don't see them beating them. Anybody else? I mean, the Bucks were already dominant with Drew Holiday, and don't get me wrong, I love Drew Holiday. I think he's a fantastic player. I think that he will be a great piece to wherever he goes. Cough, cough, the Chicago Bulls. Just kidding. They're not going to do anything. They're just going to stand pat. But anyway, but oh my gosh, Damian Lillard is the upgrade of the century for them at point guard. I really didn't see it coming. I honestly thought that he was going to go to the Miami Heat because it seemed like that was the one and only place that he wanted to go to. You heard some rumors saying he'd be okay with going to this team or that team or whatever, but is focused on the Miami Heat. His agent said today that Damian apparently was okay with potentially going to the Bucks or the Nets, which was weird. It's like, okay, why the Nets? Like, maybe they have a lot of cap space or something, but not a whole lot else. I mean, they have Mikal Bridges, who I'm a huge fan of, and I, for some reason, am a huge fan of Cam Johnson. And then they have the ghost of Ben Simmons, who apparently posted another 3-point shooting video in the offseason within the last week, where he was practicing shooting with none other than 3-point marksman Rajon Rondo. If you know anything about basketball, then you know that's obviously a joke. But hey, there's a lot of Ben Simmons jokes going around nowadays, so maybe I'll try to cut the guy some slack. But yeah, Damian Lillard on the Milwaukee Bucks is going to be absolutely disgusting. He's still a top 3 point guard in the league, if you ask me. He is still an MVP caliber player. All-star starter for sure. It's going to be exciting, man. I mean, I didn't really think the Bulls were going to get him. I'm sorry that I keep bringing it back to the Bulls, but as you can tell, not only by my backdrop, my hat, and, the death in my eyes, I am a Bulls fan. So, yeah, we've had a rough go of it. But, yeah, I now the only player that's left in the rumor world is James Harden. Where's he going to go? I could see Miami taking a swing at him, sort of in a desperation kind of move for losing out on Damian Lillard. I do feel bad for Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. I mean, holy crap. I can't believe Pat Riley didn't pull it off. So that's just crazy to me. But I do think that they are going to take a swing at James Harden. If not, just straight up get him in the next couple weeks. Maybe. I don't know. You never know. He could go to a random team. He could go back to the Houston Rockets for some reason. I know that's been a huge rumor so far this offseason. So, who knows? But I am actually very excited to see how the Milwaukee Bucks play. It's going to be super weird seeing Dame in a different jersey, let alone a Bucks jersey. It's going to be really cool to see him play with Giannis, because I really do like Giannis. I think he's one of the most fun players of all time to watch. I think he deserves every bit of success that he's getting. I think the dude hates ladders. That was a weird point in the season last year, but that was last year, right? I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I mean, it's a great trade for the Bucks. I mean, they didn't really have to give up a whole lot besides, I know they gave up Grayson Allen and Drew Holiday. I think that might be it other than the picks. But, I'm a firm believer that if you have a championship window, I mean, I realize they already won a championship a few years ago. A couple years ago, maybe. Something like that. But if you have a championship window, you should do everything in your power as a franchise to maximize your chances to win a championship or multiple championships in said window. Not saying that they haven't been doing that, because they've been a perennial championship contender for a while now, but this certainly makes them favorites out of the East. Like I said, I cannot for the life of me picture another team even coming close to them unless they have some sort of weird power struggle between Damian and Giannis. Not even going to put Middleton in there, because I feel like Middleton is a really good fit for a team. He's like a glorified role player who scores anywhere from 15 to 20 points per game. So I don't know if you can really say he's a role player, but I feel like Middleton is the type of guy that would just be like, yeah, you know, I'll just take somewhat of a backseat. He'll get his points. He'll get his numbers. He'll be fine. Yeah, this is just absolutely crazy. I'm sure Bucks fans are thrilled right now. I know I would be. If I were a fan of a competent team. So, yeah. So, with all that being said, I want to thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.